The city of Sheffield can now lay claim to one of the most colourful and charismatic of personalities. A young man who set out on his chosen path 14 years ago and who arrived in spectacular fashion to become Sheffield's first world boxing champion. The St Thomas's gym has been Hamed's second home. Day in, day out, rain or shine, this is where he's learned his craft. The man instrumental in that learning process is ex-professional Brendan Ingle.
Well, this is where it all happened. It all started 14 years ago when Naseem Ahmed walked in here at 7 years of age. Now he's 21, world champion. And he always told everybody he'd be world champion. He's going to be a great, absolutely brilliant.
Sheer dedication and hard work has brought Hamed to where he is today. Brendan first met him only 200 yards from the gym.
I met him outside his father's shop when he was 7 years of age, and then he came down the gym here, and we started teaching him, you know, to box. Mind you, he's very, very quick because I'd seen him before moving around. And we started teaching him the basics, and he just got better and better. But from seven years of age, he was never out of here. Every day, he came in here every day and trained. And he didn't start boxing because he couldn't box. The ABA rules then, is still now, you had to be 11. We started the boxing at 11. But the first time he boxed was at the Cutler's Hall in Sheffield, which is a magnificent building in Sheffield. And it was a dinner show. And I was sat down watching. I think my son John was in the corner with him. And he just absolutely dazzled this kid. And then we boxed another night. He boxed out at Mexborough. And he boxed a very good lad out in Mexborough. And he stood him on his head. And I says to him, you know, I can't see anyone beating you. You know, you're going to be in a class of your own. And I said to people, you know, he'll finish up world champion. Again, he's 21. And he used to laugh. He used to say, we've heard it all before with Errol Graham and Johnny Nelson. I said, yeah, but watch this fella. He's going to be something special. And consequently, has been.
With the gym 200 yards from the home, there was bound to be an influence on the family. Young brother Ali knew early on Naz was special.
When I realised he was going to be someone special is when I left boxing for 2 years and I just drifted out of the game. I come back after 2 years and I saw Naz in training. And I think he was sparring against Mark Hector, I think it was. And I think Naz was only 16 at the time, and he absolutely destroyed. He absolutely hammered him. You know, he gave him a lot of abuse. And I think to myself, if a 16-year-old could do it, and he's won everything, you know, the Commonwealth and things like that. And from then, I think I realised that Naz was going to be extraordinary because his talent, you know, it goes beyond. You know, I've never seen nobody like him. You know, seeing my brother do that to him at the early age of 16, it's unbelievable. You know, it was fantastic.
From 11, you realised he was something special, but when he won his first schoolboy title and he started jumping the ropes at like 11 and 12, he used to cause no end of hassle with the ABA officials. But he trained hard, he practiced hard, and he always got in and done it his own way. And consequently, he's always come in for a lot of, to me, unfair criticism, but it's gone improved. He's gone improved himself at 21, where he's told everybody he'd be world champion, and he beat a good world champion in Steve Robertson. But he told Steve Robertson a year before when he beat Belcastro, he says, in a year's time, he says, I'm coming after you, and I'll be world champion. I'll take your title off you, I'll knock you out. And people just couldn't believe it. He thought it was flamboyance, arrogance, whatever you want to call it. And Steve Robertson, I can remember him now in Sheffield, and he says, Naz, I'm too big. I'm too heavy, I'm too strong. You've got to come up from bantamweight. I'm a featherweight. I'm older than you, I'm more mature. He said, I'm still going to knock you out next year when I box you. And he consequently did.
At 21, Hamed has everything he'll ever need. Millionaire status, a brand new home on the outskirts of Sheffield, and a fleet of luxury cars.
Well, Naz, here we are at your house, and I know you like a car or two or three. I've seen you in the Jeep quite regularly. You like your Jeep, don't you?
Yeah, I like my Jeep. Jeep's wicked. It's great in the summer. It's got a wicked music system in it, Gary. This is my first one, so it was a present from Frank Warren, winning the European title. So it's a good present, and I like it, you know.
The trappings of wealth are evident, because here we've got a Mercedes, but you didn't buy this one, did you?
No, I didn't buy this one. This is from the president of the Yemen, and he bought me this before the world title fight. I suppose he knew I was going to be world champion anyway, so he bought me a nice present.
You've not had one from you since you've won it?
No, no. but there'd probably be a nice one when I get over. I've had a big villa and a big mansion over in Yemen, what he's given me with it, but I ain't been able to see it yet.
Well,
Still got over and thank him, you know.
We may well get over there at some point, but this is your new toy, your baby, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I've always wanted.
It's a nice car, you know. I thought to myself, I can afford a nice Porsche. It's a Porsche 911 Carrera 4. It's very fast. It's a nice car, you know. I thought when you make it, you got enough money to buy one. Obviously, get a nice car. The Porsche was it. Done a good deal. Bought the Porsche, you know.
You like clothes as well? You got an extensive
clothes,
wardrobe?
Yeah, of course. Got a nice, some nice suits, different kinds of makes, you know. But it's what I feel like wearing at the time, you know.
I think anyone of your age and capacity to do it like you would do exactly the same.
Most definitely. If you've worked for it, obviously I've worked all my life. I've devoted my life to the sport from the age of 7, you know. From the age of 11, I've won national titles every year, all the way to 18, turned professional 18. Done the business, 20 fights, 20 wins, 18 KOs. So I ain't sat on my backside and done it and just wait for it, you know. I've trained all my life for it, so people can't take that away from me.
And there's your new house, which you just moved into?
Yeah, the nice new house and the car's all set, you know. It's a beautiful home. It's warm. It's a great, nice, warm house, and it's comfortable.
It's your first house as well, isn't it?
It's my first house at the age of 21. I can't grumble, you know. Can't grumble.
Something to be proud of.
I just thank God for the position I'm in today, for what I've got, you know. My feet are firmly on the ground. I ain't let anything get to my head. I'm going to keep knocking them over. I'm going to keep training. I'm going to keep winning. We're hoping definite for talking legendary business, you know. I'm talking. I want to be a legend. End of the day, I want history in the books, you know. My name to go down in history.
Naz's charisma and flamboyance in the ring, he insists Eubank definitely copied his ring entrance, has brought him riches beyond his wildest dreams, and his promoter Frank Warren has certainly helped.
Well, he's made himself a millionaire, but I've helped. Yeah, he was a millionaire before he fought for the world title. I mean, but he deserved it. He delivered ratings. He puts bums on seats, and I mean, he is an exciting fighter to watch. I mean, you're going to get something special.
Back in the gym, feet firmly on the ground, he's one of many, but nevertheless an inspiration to all within. Ryan Rhodes is an upcoming middleweight. Chris Saunders is the British welterweight champion. And then there's even young Paul Barnes. Now, I wonder where he got that from. The camaraderie even extends to helping sell tickets for each other's fights. But for Naz, the real business was to be done in the ring. At 18, Naseem Hamed turned professional. After 11 years of learning, it was time to put it all into practice and earn some money. Most young pros are intimidated by those first steps into the paid ranks, but not Hamed.
The first fight for me, I just couldn't wait to get in the ring and prove that I was going to be a great professional, because a lot of people underestimated me being small, being young, 18, turning professional. Says, you want to box in the Olympics, you want to do this, you want to do that. I just couldn't wait, basically, to get in the ring and show the best of my ability, you know. And at 18, I boxed Ricky Beard, and I watched him before. He boxed Francis, and Francis Mpufu, and he gave him a really good fight, and he was British champion at the time, so people were saying I'm getting in at the deep end a bit. But it was a great fight for me, great experience fight. I beat Ricky Beard easy, took him out with a body shot.
Under Brendan Ingle's watchful eye, Hamed's career began to flourish and his future took shape.
I can't wait to show my ability, and being so young, being strong enough to box mature men and beat them easy, to outbox them, to outthink them, you know, to outpunch them, to outstrength them. And at 18, I was doing it, and I was proving that I was better than them, and I was stopping them. So I was doing all right at that age, and then gradually getting further up the ladder, I was banging them over even better.
When we turned the corner into 1995, did you think you would achieve what you've achieved?
Well, I've always predicted, and a lot of people predicted for me from early magazines and stuff like that, saying I was going to be world champion at 21. So comes 95, I knew it was going to be the year for me. When I turned 21, I realised this is my year, and I had to do it. I got my opportunity, and I took it with two hands.
His partnership with Warren brought in the European Bantam and WBC International Super Bantamweight titles. It was a winning formula, began 3 years earlier.
The first time I see him, I watched him on the box. I think it was on one of the, I think it might have been on ITV or BBC. They just showed a little snippet of him. And I just couldn't believe him. He just come across with so much confidence. So I thought, you know, this kid's going to be a star. And I don't think he was with Mickey Duff or Barry Hearn at the time. He'd left one for the other. And I was a little bit disappointed because I thought, well, I missed one here. But, you know, as things turned out, he see the light and came over.
So how did you two get together? What happened? How did you sort of start your relationship?
I rang Brendan Ingle. Brendan and I had obviously been in the business around about the same length of time in boxing, but we'd never done any business. I had a few of these boxers box me when I'd won purse bids, but we'd never really done any business as such. And I invited them down, him and Nez, to come down to my house, and they came down. We had a good talk. His contract had expired, I think it was with Mickey Duff at the time. And we'd done a deal.
The Prince's first fight under the new Sky deal was against Enrique Angeles at Shepton Mallet near Bristol. At Friday night's weigh-in, a relaxed Hamed took stock of his Mexican opponent. Both weighed in within the 8 stone 10 limit, and the stage was set for Hamed to shine.
You know I'm cool and calm, but I've got to do the business. I've got to produce the goods yet going.
So at what point in the day today will you start sort of getting your blinkers on and thinking about the job you've got to do tonight?
Well, to tell you the truth, I'm going to go back in a bit to have a nice little rest, maybe a bit of a nap. And then as soon as I hit the changing rooms, my mind's going to be there, I'm going to be focused. As soon as I step in that ring, whoop, there it is.
Come fight time, 5,500 people had packed the venue, awaiting the entrance of the Prince.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the WBC International Super Bantamweight Champion, the incredible Prince Naseem
Referee for this fight is Larry O'Connell, and great expectations here. Poor Mike Goodall could hardly make himself heard above the din here of what looks a sellout crowd at the Royal Bath and West Showground. Short and sweet from the referee. So how good is this Enrique Angeles same age as Prince Naseem at 21. The general expectation is that Hamed may now only be a matter of months away from getting his shot at a World Championship. And straight away, he gets in with a right hand. He's only ever had one first-round win in his career, Prince Naseem, 6 in the second round and 4 in the third. Unique style, blurring hand speed, punches coming in from angles you don't dream of.
Angeli's very tall, very long.
And a southpaw, the third southpaw opponent that Hamed has faced. He beat the other two in 4 rounds and 2 rounds, respectively, Des Gargano and Alan Lay. So it doesn't seem to be a problem fighting the so-called Romans.
Well, Hamed said, don't blink, and you've got to expect him to start very fast.
Well, he usually spends the first round just feeling his opponent out, but he's going for it right from the word go here. But Angelis doesn't look phased at all and gets in with a couple of punches himself. We've never really seen what Naseem Hamed can do when he's under pressure or when he gets caught himself, because he's usually so fast and elusive that nobody can ever really get to him. Angelis gets in with the left hand this time. He looks a rough, tough handful. They really do bring them up in a kind of spit and sawdust school in Mexico.
Yes, they breed them tough over there, and you've got to respect anybody who's fought for Mexican titles. Anybody who can be the top of the tree out there has got to be good.
Right hand crashing through on the left hook too. Angelis looks as if he's easy enough to hit, and he's been hit plenty of times in this first round too. Oh, and Hamed just losing his balance there for a moment. I don't think he was caught by a punch.
No, but Hamed is really trying to get some power behind them punches.
Watch that, says Larry O'Connell, punching after he'd said break. Stern warning. Crowd didn't like it, but the referee imposing his authority early. Hamed is smiling now at Angelis, who has a fierce, stern look on his face. He's taken a fair few punches already. As far as we can see, he's only ever been down once. That was in his Mexican title fight. And I think he's got a cut by the side of the left eye, Angelis.
Yes, he's got a cut, and also there's some damage around the nose here.
Big right hand. Left, another right, cutting through. Angelis having to take punches coming from all sorts of angles. They didn't hear the bell at the end of that pretty explosive opening round. Tremendous noise here at the Royal Bath and West Showground, and a fast, exciting opening round. They've all got the leopard skins on in the corner. This is some of the work by Prince Naseem.
And it was some good stuff, really leaping in, getting a lot of power behind them punches.
Angelis cut in the opening round by the side of the left eye. He came into this fight, as far as I could see, with some scar tissue. He's also got a cut mouth as well. And he really felt the power of Prince Naseem in that opening round, but he stayed on his feet. He took those punches.
But it was good to see Hamed getting past that long jab. He's leaping in, he's doing well to connect. He looks on unsteady legs, Angelis, at the moment.
Big chance of Naseem ringing around this arena. Oh, terrific right hand, and then a delayed action fall for Angelis. It seemed to take a while to take effect. It was the right hand, I'm sure, that did it. Angelis is down, he's looking in his corner. Is he going to beat the count? No, he's not. He's knocked out in the second round. There's the backflip. And Prince Naseem Hamed retains the WBC International Super Bantamweight Championship. He celebrates with promoter Frank Warren. He celebrates with the cornermen, also dressed in the crazy leopard skins. And, well, there's no stopping him. 16 inside the distance wins out of 18, and Angeles hardly knows what hit him.
He certainly doesn't. Tremendous power there, tremendous speed, tremendous result. He did very, very well there. Some great power.
He really is quite a talent, isn't he?
He is. He makes them miss by fractions, and there we see that quick counter, and it's got Angeles in all sorts of trouble. And it was Nuzzle when he did go down, Angeles. Good shots that put him down.
Yeah, it was that right hand, and the left didn't even need to connect. It was the right hand that did it.
When I say I'm supreme, people just laugh. Now, what are they going to say when I become world champion? That was a beautiful workout. Oh, baby, I'm feeling so good.
You're so good, you can even talk with your gum shield in. Do you want to take it out?
No, I don't want to take it. I'm cool with it in. Check out it.
Just talk us through that fight.
Well, he came on really strong, fancied the job. He went intimidated at all, but he came out strong puncher, and he tried to take my title full well. As soon as them beautiful shots start connecting with that awesome power, baby, he couldn't take it.
No, he's awesome. I mean, he's got so much juice, and you've not seen any of it yet. I mean, there's so much in reserve. Nobody's putting him under pressure. What's he going to be like then? He's the best fighter I've ever seen in my time in boxing. I include, all the titles. This kid is fantastic.
High praise indeed, but the performance in taking apart the game but outclassed Mexican was more than worthy of it. And the way in which Hamed finished the contest particularly pleased Brendan Ingle.
He just stepped outside, and off his back foot threw a right hand and hit him on the chin and knocked him out. I didn't know where he was. Well, he went down, and he was just stunned. Marvellous shot. Once in a lifetime shot. Brilliant.
With the world super bantamweight choosing to avoid Naseem Hamed, talk started of a possible move up in weight to the 9-stone division and a fight with the WBO featherweight champion Steve Robinson, who was himself in training for a world title defence back in Cardiff. Steve Robinson was in training for world title defence number 7 against Spain's Pedro Ferreras on July the 7th, some 6 days after Nazi's next contest in London. The Prince was set to face former world champion Juan Polo Perez at the Royal Albert Hall. He was looking forward to it.
I think it's a great venue. It's going to be great to fight in London. I think I've got all the support I need in London. I love London. It'd probably be a second home to me, definitely. So the 1st of July, it's definitely going to be a great performance.
Perez had talked a good fight, saying he was going to do this, that and the other to the Sheffield showman. But as ever, Hamed was undaunted by the tactics.
Perez is, as I say, a former world champion, and everybody says before, and you're going to have to watch yourself because he beat Vasquez and they never get at him, and he's a great fighter and this and that. I heard him in the press conference, and a little bit, he didn't impress me at all with the comments he was saying. He came over, they can't come over to Britain and tell me they're going to beat me. No way, I'm not having that. I'll stare him in the eyes and they stare me back, and I can't take them coming over to you and saying we're going to beat the British fighters like we've done all the way through the years or whatever. So I had him coming over, he said he was going to stop me in 4 rounds. I went, having it, Gary. So basically I told him if he thinks he's going to stop me in 4 rounds, I'm going to stop him in 2 earlier than him. He said he was going to break my nose and silly stuff like that. He got his nose broke straight after the fight, had to go straight to the hospital. You know, it all happens on them. Then we'll basically say it and can't back it up, then they're going to get hurt and they do get beat. But if you can say it and you can back it up, then you've got no fear, you know. I walk through fear.
The stage was set, the Royal Albert Hall was filled to capacity, and the crowd was ready for something special.
The Prince topping the bill at the Royal Albert Hall. He sees this as just another stepping stone on his way to becoming world champion. But is it? He says, I'm unbeatable and untouchable, and I'm going to be one of boxing's legends. I must say his punch power seems to be absolutely awesome, and he finds angles for his punches that other fighters don't even dream about.
That's right, in his last fight he was devastating.
But I think there are still questions about this fellow amid the deafening hype. How does he respond under pressure? Can he really take a punch in a long and exhausting fight? Those are questions we don't know. They're missing parts in the jigsaw.
And is Perez the man who's going to give us a few answers?
Answers coming up. Well, they're grooming him for such huge things, including a possible appearance on the Mike Tyson comeback bill. Chris Eubank, eat your heart out.
We had the fireworks outside of the ring. Is Hamed going to produce the fireworks inside?
Mickey Van from Yorkshire, Leeds to be exact, will give the final instructions once Hamed condescends to go over to get them. No point him going through any long-winded instructions, because I don't think Perez would have understood a word. Right, what has Prince Naseem got in store for us this time? He's been specialising in quick wins. His 3 wins in 1995 so far have lasted a total of 8 rounds. Due to go 12. Prince Naseem in the gaudy shorts, if you needed the identification. There he is diving in. Perez has seen just about everything on his travels around the world, his world championship fights. He's fought 9 world champions, but I don't suppose he's ever seen anything quite like Hamed before. Will we see pressure tactics from Juan Polo Perez? That's what he says he's going to do, try to put Prince Naseem under pressure, but there's that confident, almost arrogant look on the face of the Yorkshire Yemeni.
And already Hamed getting through with shots from all sorts of difficult angles. He punches when he appears off balance.
You go to hit him and he's not there. Tremendous reflexes, reminiscent really of an early Harold Graham, who of course is from the same Brendan Ingalls stable. Looks like a form of limbo dancing, but then he comes in with these fast punches from crazy angles.
Perez, a very, very experienced fighter.
But he has lost his last 2 fights. This is his 3rd fight in 10 weeks, Perez. Is the ambition still there? Is the fire still burning for him? We'll find out, I think, tonight. In the past, he's only had 1 first-round win, Prince Naseem. The 2nd round is his favourite for getting the job done. Really would be the most terrible, sensational upset if all the big plans for Prince Naseem were to be derailed here. I've seen that kind of thing happen before, mind you. Nothing's for certain.
It's been a very quiet open run, just sort of feeling each other out. You get the feeling there's some bombs ready to land from either one.
Landed a very clever little short left hook. Naseem. Perez trying to work it all out. Marvellous surroundings, the tiered balconies. Everybody within, well, maybe 90 feet of the ring. Prince Naseem Hamed has sold the place out. 6,000 capacity. Mickey Van lets the action begin. This is the round, the second, in which Prince Naseem has finished off 6 of his 18 victims, including the last one, Enrique Angelis, you might remember. Usually takes a round just to have a look at what's in front of him. Short little right was a clever punch again from Hamed. Starting to get through. This man may take more stopping than most. He has not been stopped since September of 1992. Polo Perez.
He looks lively, he keeps moving the head well, got a nice rhythm, Perez.
Yes, you don't hang around that long at the top without having a few survival instincts.
That's right, and if you look at his face, he's very unmarked.
He's finding it hard, though, to lay a glove on Hamed. It's like punching at shadows, the crowd warming to his defensive antics. But one time, somewhere along the line, you get the feeling somebody is going to connect like that left hand from Naseem. Perez is down in round 2. I'll tell you what, this fellow is a puncher. He's up with a count at about 8.
Hamed really leapt in with that shot.
Is he on his way to yet another quick win? Perez is in desperate trouble again. Down he goes. Get up, says Hamed. I think he was saying, I didn't hit you that time. Perez is gasping for air. Is he going to get up, or is this another second round win? It is. He's done it again. Another somersault, another victory, and the march towards a World Championship fight, which surely now is an inevitability, goes on. You put them in front of him, he knocks them down.
And he does it in good style. He does it when you least expect him to hit his man. He just leapt in that first one, left it with a shot and put his man over.
Well, his family are so happy. He's from Yemeni descent. They've got a corner shop in Sheffield, which is where Prince Naseem was born and grew up. And Juan Polo Perez is stopped for the first time since September of 1992, and for only the 3rd time in 51 contests. Hamed has done it again. I don't know what more really you can say about him, but well, we await to see somebody test him, but maybe he's so good that they can't test him.
That's right, he really just leapt in there with that left hand. Very solid punch, and then plays about when his opponent's on the floor. Very cocky, but he does the business in.
Perez, well, we wondered if he might have the credentials to provide a serious test, but in the end, he did not. Well, I think you've got to say, on top of all that, yes, he's done the job again. Yes, he's a marvellously exciting prospect. Yes, he could be a future world champion. But did it tell us anything we didn't know? The answer to that is no.
I'm not making a song and dance about it, but believe they just can't take the punishment. They can't take the power. The power is extraordinary, and I keep saying extraordinary. I'm blessed from God. What can I say? It's a gift.
I think he could have got up the second time, but I think he knew it was in for if he had got up. Do you reckon?
Tried my hardest, Gary, to call him up. You saw my hand. I said, get up. You got to take some more hammer, mate. But I'm too strong, and God's on my side all the way. I'll be world champion my next fight. People like what excitement. People want to be entertained. I'm an entertainer and a banger and a champion too. I'm not bragging anything, but I'm too good.
A week later, in a sunny Cardiff, it was Robinson's turn to shine. The Cinderella Man had drawn 3,000 spectators to the Cardiff ice rink for the 7th defence of his featherweight crown.
9th round, and I think it's safe to say as Robinson resumes the attack that Feradas already needs a knockout to win. I don't think he can win this on points. Can Robinson get the job done in this round? It's the round in which he stopped Sean Murphy and Duke McKenzie, the 9th. Oh, left hand this time. Faridas hardly knew what hit him. He's trying to fall, I think, Faridas. He's clinging on. He'd be on the floor if he hadn't clung on to Robinson. And there he does go down. He wanted to go down. It stopped. No count would be administered. Steve Robinson is still the WBO featherweight champion. He's done it for a 7th time. And there was no stage in that fight where Faridas looked like ripping the crown away from him.
Hamed had watched that fight from ringside and was confident that should they meet, there would only be one winner.
He knows he's definitely going to get beat convincingly. I've watched him tonight and he's same old boring Steve Robinson. He's going to be took out in, what, 4 or 5 rounds. As long as he takes the fight, that's all I'm satisfied about. That's all I'll be happy about. I can do it in this ring, in his own backyard. I mean, you're going to get beat. It's not even a race. People can't even put him in my class going. He's going to get beat easy. That belt's just basically, I can say it's mine now. All I have to do is turn up, as I say in all my interviews. I've already won the fight.
Now, there's a certain person not far away from me called Naseem. Now, the promoters can make it happen. What do you think about it?
I'm not really bothered about Naseem. He had this moment last week, you know. It's my night tonight.
After that, Robinson got married and went on honeymoon. The fight's still in question. But upon his return, negotiations had been reached and the fight was on, with both confident.
It's one of those things, like I said, you know me. It's one of those things that just concentrate on the fight now. I'm determined and I'm going to retain the title. No problem.
Yeah, what about you, Naz?
I'm very confident.
I know you are.
Very confident. I can see it being a great fight and I'm playing for a nice 4th round victory.
And so the stage was set for the biggest night of Naz's life. The date for Robinson v Hamed was set for the 30th of September in Cardiff. And back in Sheffield, a relaxed Hamed spent time adding to his extensive wardrobe and working out a few moves for his next fight. Queensberry rules, of course. Back in Wales, Steve Robinson, with the trials and tribulations of the negotiations behind him, took time out with mum Evelyn. As ever, Hamed was confident of victory in their fight, but full of respect for Robinson.
I knew when I got my chance, I knew what I had to do. I knew he was strong. I watched him against Hodgkinson, against Duke, against Colin a couple of times. And he'd done the business on them, do you know what I mean? He done a good job, and full credit to Steve what he did. And holding the title for so long, you've got to give him credit. You can't pull him down, take anything away from him. I mean, 24 hours and winning the world title and then defending it all that time. So I thought about all that going up to it, but there was never a doubt in my mind that I was going to lose that fight. Never. I looked at him and I thought to myself, he's a great champion. People are saying he's stronger, taller, he's more mature, he's had more fights, he's more experienced. To me, in my mind, I knew I was going to stop him. I knew I was going to stop him. I was going to break him up and take him out.
A crowd of around 16,000 had come to the Cardiff Rugby Club. The atmosphere was electric, but there was an air of hostility towards Hamed. But then he had entered the Dragon's lair. Robinson's camp had stayed quiet. No more hype, this was it. Despite all this, back in his dressing room, Hamed was more relaxed than ever I'd seen him, even on the biggest night of his life.
What's happening here? Naseem is not going into the ring. He's he waiting for? He's letting all the camp followers through now. Here he comes. Well, he's not everybody's cup of tea, but it has to be said, so far he's matched all the antics and all the brash predictions with deeds in the ring. "16,000 people awaiting this big fight. Naseem Hamed. Will the Prince's big hitting take Robinson out? He's done it to other durable fighters before. Might he dance his elusive way to a points victory? Or will Robinson, the natural featherweight, wear him down? And as we wait for the first bell, it has begun to rain. Just another element. We hope that that does not get onto the ring canvas, which is quite well covered. It's not flowing in at the moment. Naseem Hamed was actually saying this week, despite all the hype, that he actually does, in a sneaking way, quite like Steve Robinson and what he's achieved, but he says he's going to beat him inside 4 rounds here. But remember, this is Naseem Hamed's first fight at featherweight, up from 8 stone 10 to 9 stone. Robinson, the defending champion, is the natural man at this weight. As the rain begins to fall and it's getting heavier. 12 rounds for the WBO Featherweight Championship. Key factors at this point fight what happens when Hamed starts to land cleanly. Will the punches bounce off Robinson, who's never been stopped? He's got a good tight defence, Robinson.
Just near Dagon, and just as Robinson left the ring, saying, keep it tight, keep it tight. So they're probably expecting a very fast start from Hamed.
And he gets through Robinson. Hamed waves him in. Hamed with this flashy style of his arms down by his hips, punches coming from crazy angles. Very hard to prepare for, because you never quite know what he's going to do next. I sometimes wonder if he does. We've never seen Hamed put under pressure or in a crisis before. Can Robinson achieve that? I think maybe his battle plan here might be to try and draw Hamed's sting and then wear him down later on. Let's see.
Yes, it certainly looks that way. He's keeping very, very tight. You see the guard well protecting him. You see the guard of Hamed very open.
Robinson is even saying that he might be made to look a bit silly for the first 3 rounds missing. But he says, I'll get the job done. Don't worry about that. Good right uppercut that from Hamed. And he followed it with a good left too. Robinson took that all right.
Yes, you see the style of Hamed, very loose. Punches come from all sorts of angles. And that uppercut, he brought it right from the floor, right up the middle. Good uppercut from Hamed.
Showboating already from Hamed. Trying to lure Robinson in, no doubt with the aim of counter-punching him, but Robinson's not buying that. He's fighting out of that high-held guard, just waiting his chances.
Yes, Robinson said he wasn't going to chase him. He was going to let Hamed come to him. He knows he's the champion. Hamed has got to take the title away from him.
Nothing very much has got through from either of them in this first round. So a lot been hitting the gloves, the high-held gloves, particularly of the champion, Robinson. Coming up towards the end of a fascinating opening round. This is going to be cagey, nip and tuck, you feel. Live pictures here on Sky Sports. Steve Robinson defends his WBO Featherweight Championship for the 8th time against Prince Naseem Hamed. We're coming up to the second round, and 7 of Naseem's wins have come in this round. This is a round he tends to favour after a quiet opening round. Now let's see what he can make of Robinson's strategy here.
This will Robinson not doing a great deal at the moment. He's just keeping very tight. He's letting Hamed lead to him. He's obviously going to look to counter.
Hamed so far is finding it difficult to find a way through. Now Robinson will look to try and cut him off on those ropes and get through with the right hand. One of the problems Robinson might have here is getting close enough to this slippery, quicksilver, elusive young man from Sheffield. To wear him down, he's got to be landing punches. Naseem is hitting the gloves with those jabs, I can tell you, because we're only about 5 or 6 feet away from him.
Yes, he's just flicking the gloves. What he's trying to do is get Robinson to lead, to counter back, and then he's trying to look for an opening, Hamed.
Is just a slip. He just wrestled him over. There'll be no count for that. The Robinson camp were a bit concerned about Hamed wrestling men to the floor, and that was not counted as a knockdown, simply a slip. It's still raining here.
Hamed very confident, standing square on there. Defence right down.
He's talking to Robinson as well. Robinson says, OK then. He's trying to goad him into coming out of that defensive shell, and he's managed to do that, I think. Now Hamed's trying to open up, and look at Robinson trying to close the range. Now Hamed's laughing. This is unbelievable.
Yes, an extraordinary fight plan from Hamed. He's really taking chances in there to try and get Robinson out of that crab-like defence.
Extraordinary arrogance and bravado from Hamed. And I know this big Welsh crowd would love to have those smiles wiped off his face. He seemed to catch Robinson with one then. He just seemed to stagger a bit when that one landed. First sign of Robinson being made to struggle by Hamed's power, that.
There's Hamed looking to bring the punches up the middle and right round the sides, trying to find an opening in that high-held guard of Robinson.
What we have here as well, Glenn, of course, is psychological warfare, too, with Hamed standing in front of his man, talking to him, waving him in, doing little hip swivels. And Robinson has somehow, through all of this, just got to keep his cool and keep his game plan.
That's right, that's very important for Robinson. Again, not a great deal of scoring in that round. Hamed content to try and open Robinson up, trying to bring the guard down, but not a great deal happening.
It's Naseem Hamed. He's won the European bantamweight title, but we're up to 9 stone here. There's that very good right uppercut. That just did rock Robinson for a moment or two.
Yes, you see, right in the middle. He really got a lot of power into that. He dipped right down underneath the guard of Robinson, then right up the middle.
Let's see if he's going to do an Ali and fulfill his prediction. I'm sure he'll remember that. Robinson, let me remind you again, has never been stopped yet in his career of 31 contests. That's a very good sharp left. There's hand speed as well from Naseem Hamed. Robinson so far has just not been able to apply any pressure because he just can't really land a punch, not one to speak of anyway.
Well, the problem Robinson has, when he comes out of that crouch, he's getting caught with punches.
And then switching from orthodox to southpaw, changing the angle, thinking of new ones, trying to befuddle and bemuse Robinson. Suddenly a burst into action like that, and then a away again. Robinson just beginning to look a little bit marked, maybe around the face. Maybe the first sign of just a little bit of puffiness around the face.
Robinson just changed his tactics a little bit. He's not chasing after Hamed so much. I feel he wants Hamed to come to him because Hamed is drawing him into mistakes.
Heads nearly clashed then. And every time Robinson does come out from behind that kind of peekaboo stance of his, Hamed is looking for fast counters. And he's got the speed to do it as well. It's all Hamed at the moment, and all you can really say for Robinson at this point in it is that maybe there'll be other chapters in the story later on for him. He did say he kind of knew it might be like this early on.
Yes, he said he thought he maybe made to look stupid in a few rounds, maybe falling around a little bit. He sensed it would take a few rounds to try to get to Hamed.
Now he's doing his own version of the Ali shuffle, Hamed. Robinson just can't close the range on him. Can't get there with those body shots that would slow Hamed down.
That's the problem. Robinson needs to get to Hamed to wear him down. In this moment, Hamed isn't allowing him to get in range. You see good defensive work there from Hamed.
Robinson all the time keeping those gloves up around his face. Naseem does not win as he predicted in the fourth round. That's how the two fighters are looking after 4 rounds, a third of the battle. Naseem in the corner with Brendan Eagle. Ronnie Rush was Robinson.
Second round of 5.
5th round. And now Naseem starts off by saying to Robinson, come on, try hitting me to the body then. He's been talking all the time in there to the champion. Look at the difference in punch type totals. Hamed's landed 89. We reckon to Robinson's 31 so far. I'm struggling to think of the 31 that Robinson has landed. He's missed with many more. Many more. Doesn't he? Look as if he's going in for some kind of limbo dancing competition at times out there, Hamed, but he really does have an extraordinary talent. There's no doubt about that.
There's tremendous reflexes. And he's going to need to have them when he carries a defense as low as that. But so far his reflexes managed to keep him out of the way of Robinson. And when Robinson tries to punch, Hamed comes back with quick counters, and then he's gone.
Somehow, some way, Robinson needs to get in close and to try and bustle him up. Use what might be his superior strength. I think Robinson, oh, he's got him! Down goes Robinson for only the 2nd time in his career. Could this be the end of his reign? 5th round, Robinson down. He's been outboxed in there at the moment, and these are bad moments now for Steve Robinson. Bravely he fights back with a body shot. But is Naseem Hamed on the verge of becoming champion here?
Yes, he's really turning on the style now.
That time he just fell over. He just fell over that time, Robinson. No knockdown, but he's marked up and swollen. His eyes look to be closing a bit.
Yes,
he's demoralised too.
He's definitely in trouble there. He doesn't know what he's got to do to get out of the way of punches.
Hamed is beginning to take him apart. This has been a mightily impressive display. An arrogant display. Cocky, you may not like it, but you do have to admire what this young man possesses in the way of boxing ability. He's driving the punches home. He's finding the angles now, and he's beginning to get through. Robinson's guard is beginning to drop. Gaps are beginning to appear, and again, Naseem tries to rest. This is a bad round for Robinson, and the end couldn't come quick enough.
That was a tremendous round for Hamed. He did everything that he had to do. A really good round.
I got you a good shot. Now that's not the end of the world. Listen to me.
Yeah.
You pack it up. You're packing up. You're rocking. Huh? You've got to start unloading shots when you get near. Take your time.
Here's the knockdown. Some beautiful punches. And he just got him with that right uppercut up the guard. Really very, very confident. But look, the punches come from all sorts of angles. Bringing them round the side, one right through the middle there, and then lifts that one up. Right hand, right up the middle. And down he goes.
There is Naseem Hamed's dad Sol, who runs the corner shop in Sheffield. There are all his friends and fans, and I tell you what, this Welsh contingent of fans have been absolutely silenced by what they're watching here. 7th round. And Naseem Hamed is a mile ahead. He must be a mile ahead. He'd have had to score the 5th round 10-8, 2-point margin with the knockdown. Absolutely no sign so far of Robinson being able to exert any kind of pressure or find a way back into the contest.
No, he's really just taking a slow, steady barrage of punches from Hamed. Still looks very confident, very classy, just still making him miss. Robinson trying to get in close, but still couldn't land a decent punch.
Remember, Robinson has defended this title 7 times before, and here, this young man, to be honest with you, so far, he's just been playing with it.
Yes, and during that little moment there, Hamed was looking at his corner, chatting to Brendan Ingle.
Robinson, there have been times when you wondered whether he'd get this far.
Calls him in, but really what can Robinson do? Every time he reaches out to throw a shot, Hamed is out of the way, but still raining blows on Robinson.
Hamed's 4 previous wins this year came in a total of 10 rounds. Even up at featherweight, he looks a real force. Robinson still trying to nail him and still hitting thin air. He really is a master in the art of hitting and not getting hit, Hamed.
Yes, the reflexes are terrific, but it's notable how strong he looks inside as well. He's able to push Robinson about. Watch, they're in close, he pushes him away.
Those eyes are closing of Robinson's. Hamed looks as fresh as a daisy. Robinson looks quite beaten up. They'll exchange words at the end of the round, or very serious glances anyway. There's Brendan Ingle, his mentor, in the Hamed corner. Well, he calls him the Naz fella. Holds him in great esteem. This young man who says he's going to win World Championships at 4 different weights, that he's going to be a legend.
Yes, some of the showboating from Naz, dancing around, talking to Brendan Ingle in the corner, and then still manages to land punches. And a little bit of the work from Robinson. He's trying desperately, but you see the evasive work, still with a smile on his face, makes Robinson miss. What can he do?
Round 8 so far. Robinson hasn't won a round, I don't think, anyway. Agree, Glenn?
Yes, I thought that the first round was probably an even round. After that, it's been Ahmed all the way.
So far, the young star from Sheffield is skating away with it on this rainy night in Cardiff. For once, it was Ahmed who was made to miss. Your heart goes out, really, to Robinson. This is a proud warrior who's having a pretty demoralising, even embarrassing experience in there at the moment. But I think Hamed would do this to a lot of pretty good fighters, don't you?
I'm sure he would. Robinson is a very good fighter, beat a lot of good men. You know, good in lots of ways, very strong. But he can't do anything with Hamed. He tries to bring Hamed to him, he gets caught. He tries to rush at Hamed, and he walks on the punches.
Surely it can only be a matter of time before Naseem Hamed is unleashed on the American public. There are already stirrings of interest in him over there.
It's been raining here tonight, and not even the rain has been hitting Hamed.
Oh, that's a superb left hook, and Robinson is down for the second time, and it is over. The referee waves it over. Robinson's legs look like they were dancing on ice. He stopped for the first time in his career, and the Prince is now king. And that really was a brilliant display, Glenn.
Absolutely fantastic. A tremendous left hook, finished that almost a punch-perfect performance. He was really, really brilliant tonight.
No, don't take it out.
The crowd have been absolutely silenced, the Welsh crowd, by this.
And there's the left hook. You see the legs totally betray him. They just give way all together, and he's down. And the referee, he had to stop it there. He'd seen enough. A very good performance from Hamed.
Well, that performance, I'm sure, is going to send more reverberations around world boxing. He controlled it from start to finish.
Yes, you see it again here. Very, very relaxed. He's just walking forward, hands by his sides, doing everything he can, and then he unleashes what a perfect left hook, just catches him on the side of the head, and you see the right leg totally gives way, and down he goes.
Robinson stopped for the first time, and it's coronation night for Prince Naseem Hamed.
Naz, I have to say, I've never seen anything quite like that in my life.
No, as you know, I'm not making a big song and dance about it again. You've seen it for yourself now. I'm world champion, the belt's there. The viewers know he's the best. Now, he said he was too strong. Everything his trainers and his manager says. What happened? I was too strong, too fast, and too good, and I'm world champ.
But give him some credit. I mean, a lot of guys would have wilted way before then.
I'll give him so much credit because he was so strong. I was hitting him with everything. I predicted round 4. I mean, end of the day, he was very strong. I could do it in round 4. Full credit to Steve, he was very strong. He took the best shots of mine. But you know, as world champion, don't you, Gary?
That was like watching Muhammad Ali against Cleveland Williams, but Steve Robinson wasn't a shot fighter. Cleveland Williams was. The repertoire of punches, the way he was moving, it was unbelievable.
And so the Prince, as he said he would be, was crowned king. At the tender age of 21, he was the world featherweight champion. The victory over Steve Robinson had elevated Hamed to superstar status. He'd realised his dream, but later he reflected on that victory with pride and praise for his opponent.
It was a dream from the age of 7, and the dream's just coming true. I had it in my mind all the way through. I watched him through the tapes. I was going to watch him live, and I thought to myself, this guy is definitely going to get stopped against me, because he's coming in, he's walking forward, and I would never thought he'd have run in my fight. Everybody thought I was going to be doing the running, and I was taking the fight to him, and I was giving him
Shots, I mean, I weren't thinking I was going to throw. He took some great shots. And the fight was a great result then because it was one single punch that took him out. Had timing, beautiful left hook. There's no doubt in my mind that I'll become world champion at 3-4 different weights and become a legend.
Describe that moment when the MC said, and the new world champion. What went through your heart, your mind?
It's just unbelievable feeling. When you become a world champion, end of the day I knew it was going to happen. So it wasn't something really big out of the blue that it was going to happen. I knew in my heart that I was going to be world champion. God's faith, my family, do you know what I mean? Everybody behind me, everybody that supported me, knowing everybody seen me grow up from a kid, knowing that I was going to be a world champion. It's always been in my heart. I've always wanted it. I wanted it so bad, and I went out and got it.
We always knew, you know, we always knew we were going to absolutely beat Robinson because he always said he was that angry at the crowd, how they treated him and what have you. You know what I mean? We always knew we were going to absolutely try him. But once he beat him, once Naz knocked him out, the feeling was, you know, it was overwhelming. You know, Naz, we was overwhelmed by the, you know, the performance that Naz done because he was absolutely fantastic. It was a great display. You know, Naz beat him up for 8 rounds and knocked him out, and that's, you know what I mean? I know people may think, oh, Naz is arrogant and he shouldn't have done this, but basically it was all just, you know, to do his head in and make him miss and counter. Naz is just is a performer, you know what I mean? He's an artist, so what he does is fantastic. And to see my brother do something like that, it's unbelievable.
Since the world title victory, the media attention, the requests for interviews, appearances, one even in a soap opera, have added a new dimension to his life.
There's times where you like it, there's times where you don't. There's times where you want to go out and you don't want to be hassled at all, you don't even be spotted. But obviously a lot of people like boxing, they watch boxing, so I do get spotted nearly everywhere I go, but I'm holding it down, you know, and people who come up, I'm treating them in the best way, you know.
Do you think he's changed as a person, as he's got more and more recognised?
Yeah. I think he's far more mature now. I think for a guy, it's very difficult for somebody, what is he now, he's 21 now. For a 21-year-old young kid to suddenly be a millionaire, to be a celebrity, to be well known. I mean, he's not just a boxing celebrity, he's now a celebrity across the board. To handle it, keep your feet on the floor, especially when you're used to jumping over ropes and so forth, but to keep your feet on the floor and be, you know, and keep this perspective of why you're a celebrity, it's difficult, and I think he handles it really well.
The big money fights for Hamed would see a move back down to super bantamweight for a meeting with WBO champion Marco Antonio Barrera from Mexico. Like Hamed, 21 and unbeaten as a professional. Both men want the fight. Domestically, he could meet newly crowned WBC bantamweight champion Wayne McCulloch, though the Irishman would probably have to move up in weight. McCulloch says Naz is running from him, but Hamed soon puts the record straight on that issue, saying it's the other way round.
Obviously, it's a great fight that should be held, but I reckon he's hiding in Las Vegas, and he's making out he's not hiding in Las Vegas, and he's making out that I'm jealous because he's getting more exposure. He's getting more exposure than me in America. Total load of nonsense. I reckon he's a goalkeeper. He should get his arse basically to Ireland so I can get over there and box him in his hometown, wherever he wants to do it, in his backyard. As I said, as in Steve Robinson, all the talk, you know? So I reckon the fight should be held and the rumours should stop about the Prince, because at the end of the day, when the fight arises, he'll get knocked out, you know?
Naseem was due to fight earlier this month, but had to cancel after sustaining an injury to his hand. He'll now fight in February, and it seems that the victory over Robinson has had its price. It's not how he wanted to finish the year.
I was very disappointed because I wanted to perform in the best way for the last fight for Christmas, give the viewers a great fight for Christmas. But end of the day, I hurt my hand, I couldn't fight, so I've got to take it in that respect that I couldn't box because of my hand, obviously.
He will fight Arnulfo Castillo, Mexico, on February the 10th at the London Arena, and thankfully the hand appears to have healed and he's back in training. By anyone's standards, 1995 has been a remarkable year for Hamed, who's left everyone impressed.
And he's had 5 fights in 95, and each time you see him, he gets that much better. So goodness knows what he's going to be like in 96, 97 and 98. He is potentially, pound for pound, the best fighter we have ever produced.
To have achieved what he did in such style, I think there were a few doubters at the beginning of 1995. We didn't really know, the jury was still out, but I think what he actually did was remarkable. That performance against Steve Robinson was one of the most complete boxing performances, I think, which a British fighter has produced for a long, long time. The guy is exceptional.
You know, he's something special, and hope he goes on for a long, long time and give people a lot of pleasure and a lot of entertainment.
At the moment, he's the best. At the moment, as it stands now, he's the best fighter I've been involved with. I used to say, at this level, at this stage of the game, he's the best. But he's world champion. He is the best.
He's always been a prince to his family as well, you know. He'll always stick with his family, always sort his family out. And you'll never see no one like him again. You know, you'll never see no one. And my family, you know, they're just so proud of him, it's unreal. You know, we couldn't be any prouder, basically, Gary. You know, he's a star, he's a prince.
The Prince has been crowned king. What the future holds, we'll have to wait and see. But as we enter 1996, without doubt, he has the whole world at his feet.
Watch out, just watch out.
As we turn into 1996, we know you've got a fight in February. For those people watching this programme, have you got a message of what's to come, what they can expect from the Prince?
The message is to all the viewers, not just the fans, to all the viewers, that I will keep on winning and I will keep on bringing world titles back to Britain, and I'm going to go down in the history books. Believe. I'm going down in the history books. I'm destined to be a legend. It's got to come out of this country. There's got to be a great fighter coming out of this country, and it's definitely going to be me. I've got so much belief in myself. I know basically God has drawn down with this gift to me. I know fully well I am blessed with a gift, and I'm going to use this gift to my best ability, and I'm going to keep winning. I'm going to keep my parents, my family proud, the whole of the Arab world, the whole of Britain, you know. I'm just going to keep on winning, keep everybody proud as they are. And I'm so proud of myself, as I say, to be in such a position at an early age.
It's good to hear. Thanks for letting us into your new house. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, Gary.
We'll see you in the new year.
Definitely.